If you're just getting started off in houseplant keeping, you might not know where to start as far as choosing a plant. Here are 5 pretty easy care houseplants that I think do well in a wide variety of climates and environments, so I recommend them for most beginners. And no snake plants or spider plants, because everybody recommends those. I want to start off with heartleaf philodendrons. There are a lot of different varieties of philodendron heteroecium. I have 2 with me. This is the philodendron lemon lime and the philodendron Brazil. These are pretty fast growing plants and I find them to be super easy to care for. You don't want to let the soil get any more than halfway dry before you water them again, and they seem to prefer brighter light, although they can tolerate lower. Just make sure they're getting some. Up next, we have a Hoya pubicalix. What a big shocker, I'm recommending a Hoya. This is one of the easiest Hoyas that you can possibly get your hands on. It is super fast growing, so it's exciting to grow. It is tolerant of a wide variety of conditions. I personally like to keep the soil a little bit more on the moist side, but you can let the soil go bone dry and it's not going to hurt the plant as long as it's not dry for too long. Over time, this plant will grow into a large vining just beauty, and it'll even flower, and the flowers are spectacular, so this is one that I recommend. Now, I know not everybody has an easy time with Tradescantias, but the Tradescantia Red Hill is honestly the easiest Tradescantia I have ever grown. I honestly think that this is just as easy as growing a philodendron or a pothos. I mean, I can't say enough. It's not picky and finicky like the other ones are. It doesn't drop leaves like crazy. It is tolerant, actually, of having drier soil, and most Tradescantias need that constant moisture. It doesn't need insanely bright light. So, I mean, if you're gonna pick a Tradescantia, this is definitely the one to go with. Of course, can't have a beginner plant video without mentioning pothos or epipremnum, but not all varieties are created equal and some are harder to deal with than others, so I am going to recommend specifically the golden pothos and the marble queen pothos. I mean, these are just a staple in the houseplant world, so if you're getting into plants, you should have at least one of these varieties regardless. I love them both, and I think you should have them both. And lastly, the string of hearts, or Ceropagia woodii. The biggest piece of advice that I have for this plant is let the soil get bone dry. The pot should feel super light, not even light enough yet. I have to wait at least another week before I water this. Other than that, you want to make sure that you give these plants super bright light, so your brightest window is your best friend. But these are so cute and it's so fun to watch these grow. And they grow pretty rapidly when you get the conditions right, so they're a fun and exciting plant to grow. What was your favorite plant on this list? And are you planning on adding any of these plants to your collection? How many do you already have?